Welcome to the reveal of an all-new supercharger developed specifically for the Silverado 1500. Walkinshaw and Harrop have been working together on various programs for over 25 years.
Our project objective was to build the best Silverado 1500 supercharger to OEM level quality and performance.
Dave, Walkinshaw have been instrumental in bringing the Silverado platform to the Australian right-hand drive market.
Remanufacturing started well over 2 years ago, with cars entering the market mid-2019.
The Harrop Engineering project kicked off over 2 years ago in 2019 with a clean sheet approach, focusing on superior packaging for both flow and thermal efficiency. The closed circuit water-to-air intercooler system features a large low-temp radiator, Bosch high-flow pump, and twin dual-pass intercooler cores from cooling partner Adrad integrated into the manifold assembly. We also include thermal insulated manifold spaces to reject engine-generated heat. Our talented engineering team leverage over 20 years of experience using Eaton Supercharger technology for OEMs, along with our passion for the aftermarket performance. Like our new LSA offering, we've incorporated a dedicated billet input drive assembly to provide increased durability and offer future versatility on drive offsets. The throttle body adapter is designed to place the throttle body in the same factory L87 location with a large opening to feed the rotors. Following extensive testing of prototype assemblies with all CAD and CAM completed and signed off, we manufacture our patterns for the sand casting process in-house. Castings are fettlered and heat treated to T6 before being supplied back to the machine shop for processing. Our Mazak twin pallet horizontal machining centres and our manufacturing team are kept busy getting to work on the milling before moving to the assembly team with quality inspection at each step. The final production step before kitting is the supercharger dyne cell for every unit to run through a test and measure cycle program and serial numbered to ensure it meets specifications. Now Dave, a really cool feature of this system is the calibration development to OEM standards.
Absolutely. Walkinshaw has developed a bespoke calibration and control system that maximises the performance of the supercharger kit while validating to OEM durability standards. The calibration is deployed with 3 options depending on the level of modification optioned on the vehicle. Importantly, post-install, the standard encryption and security features remain, while the standard diagnostic and dealer features retain their normal function. The active bypass controller is dynamic and performs 2 key functions. Firstly, boost control of the charger, and secondly, timing of the intercooler water pump. The controller works by connecting to the vehicle's CAN bus to read both powertrain data and diagnostics. It will run the intercooler water pump after the engine is shut down. This is done to prevent afterboil in the intercooler, specifically when the vehicle has seen continual high loads and support start-stop activation. We've extensively tested to OEM levels and standards for both hot and cold validation.
Now that included the Aussie Outback for extreme heat, but also the Alpine region for cold weather and altitude.
Whether it's day-to-day driving, towing under extreme loads, we know it will perform. And R&D development successfully completed emissions testing to Euro 5.
That's excellent, but what I see online a lot is the debate on fuel economy. So what's that like?
During development, on the combined cycle, we've seen 11.5 litres per 100k.
That's incredible for the size of vehicle, but it really demonstrates the extensive amount of engineering effort that's gone into the calibration of the powertrain. So fuel economy is good, but everyone wants to know about performance, so let's check those numbers out from our mainline Pro Hub dyno. Soon after receiving our Harrop 1500 LTZ in delivery trim, we got a baseline on the dyno and saw peak power of 350 horsepower at the hubs. Next up, we put the Walkinshaw Performance Trail Boss that only has the supercharger installed. With a peak boost of 8 psi on 98 RON fuel, we've measured peak power at 515 horsepower, which is nearly 50% more than stock. The final 1500 onto the dyno was the Burger with the Lot Walkinshaw Performance Fury Pack. At 8 psi and optioned with the full exhaust, performance has increased to an impressive peak of 545 horsepower and a fat curve of 545 foot-pounds of torque. Dave, the dyno numbers are impressive, but I know some of the testing actually went down at the track.
Rick, our operations manager, has a drag VK. He was heading up to Heathcote Park Raceway for a test and tune. We thought, what better way to do some validation than to tow it up with the Fury. Got up to the track, thought, you know what, let's unhook and give it a run.
The punters must have been pretty surprised to see it go through tech and get in the staging lane.
Absolutely, and it ran 13.1s impressively all day.
Now after that, the three of us actually hatched a plan to take the 3 trucks back to Heathcote. Lance and his team were great to open the track for us. So let's go and check out the action of going back to back at our private test day. Well, any performance comparison needs a baseline. So I've got a bone stock LTZ. It's got the tech pack.
Got the tech pack.
So sport mode.
Sport mode, ESC off, traction off, and 4 high.
Okay, let's send it and see what it runs.
See what it runs. Sounds good.
Nice work, mate. A bit quicker than expected. So we had 14.065 ET.
Yeah, okay.
And 98.68 mile an hour. So
I think we can improve on that a bit with the 2 trucks that we've got down the back there, though, I reckon.
Let's jump out of the stocky and get into the Supercharged Fury.
Good to me.
So now in the Fury development rig, sounds a little bit different. It's got the full exhaust.
Full exhaust, full headers through the catback.
And we've got the Supercharger. So let's send it down the track and see what it runs.
Excited for this one. What are we starting with?
Well, the 60 foot with all terrains, 1.9.
Jeez, not bad, eh?
And 13.00 at 108 mile an hour. You know what, I think there's a 12 in it.
I think there's a 12 in it. I reckon we need to get going on that one. Nice.
12.91, so he picked up half a tenth in the 60 and a tenth at the top of the track at 108 mile an hour.
That's awesome, and it's second pass too.
World first.
World first.
Australian Supercharged Silverado in 12. Okay.
That's awesome.
Excellent. All new Trail Boss, just been released. So this truck's a little bit different to the Fury. There's no mods apart from the Supercharger.
Supercharger only, no exhaust on this one.
Blower only, standard exhaust, so performance we wouldn't expect to be as good, but let's see, 18-inch wheels, all terrains, send it.
Give it a crack.
It's a solid second hit, mate. So we did 192 to the 60, 13.195 at 105 mile an hour. So
not too bad, not too bad.
Blower only.
Blower only.
Didn't even touch the tyre pressure.
So maybe that's the next thing to do.
After multiple single pass runs, we decided to set up a race between the stock LTZ and the Fury, running the same factory 20-inch wheel and tyre combo. A convincing win for the Supercharged Fury, running 12.8 at 109 mile an hour compared to the standard LTZ, running an ET just under 14 seconds. Just as impressive is the 0 to 100 kilometre an hour times, with the Supercharged Fury clocking consistent 4.8 second runs. After more than a dozen passes during the day in the 12-second zone, the Fury Big Rig saved the best for last, running a 12.66 second at 110 mile an hour pass with a rapid 4.76 0 to 100 time. How awesome is that to see 12.6 consistently? The 1500 was like a taxi. We had like 5 different drivers.
In the space of 12 minutes, we got about 4 or 5 passes down the track.
So the Fury Pack, it's very, very capable. Tell me about the Fury Pack options.
The Fury Pack comes in 2 levels. We have a level 1, which has a 18-inch wheel that's wrapped in a Goodyear Duratrack tyre. Level 2 has a 20-inch wheel that's also wrapped in a Goodyear Duratrack tyre.
Which is what this truck is, and it's also got this huge GM Performance Brembo 410 rotor with a 6-piston caliper, so we know it stops. And this LTZ Fury is lifted?
That's correct. It's got a 2-inch lift, which comprises of a 35mm MTV twin-tube damper.
I've spent some time driving the truck, and the ride and handling is definitely better than stock, and it sounds great too.
Correct. Both Fury Packs are fitted with a Walkinshaw Performance catback exhaust.
And importantly, the Supercharger is available for all 1500 models, including the all-new Trail Boss. So how do you get one?
That's easy, Heath. You can register your interest at walkinshawperformance.com.au.